So next is coming on stage Dorra, the CEO from TRACTIAL, a listed fintech company from France. Dorra is from France, and is one of the first financial institutions becoming.
Okay, so thank you, Marco, because the introduction was perfect. I'm representing TRACTIAL today, and I would like to take a step back of what we have been doing and looking at the disruption. I think it's something important because as an entrepreneur, developer, lawyer, anything, economist, you have to look at the signals. Sometimes we don't have the science like Marco have, and you can only look at the signal and say, okay, this is new, this is blockchain, what is it? This is Bitcoin, this is I don't know which technology, and I do have to have a look, and maybe it's not comfortable, but I have to embrace it. So I will talk a bit about disruption and explain why we have been a company since long, acting for 20 years in payments, building infrastructure for blockchain, and then becoming a BTC treasury company. So, just going back to disruption, a lot of people might tell you that disruption is distraction because they're not comfortable about it. So, I can mention the names, but it's not my enemies, regulators, or, in any industry you're going to have this new stuff, technology arriving, or new ideas, and they're going to say, no, it's not that. Put everything down, you have to stop that, it's going to change humanity, people will die. Disruption now, it's a word that a lot of people know, it's a good word, and it's a great for opportunity. If you embrace disruption, you're going to have opportunities. We have tons of examples, so I'm going to give you some examples about it, but you know already them. But we have to do that, be open-minded, and maybe the place is not comfortable, but I'm coming from the computer science side. Sometimes you have a new language, a new way of thinking, and it's very difficult. You have to invest in it, invest your time, invest your money, and you don't want, of course, to make a mistake that this is happening. And it reshuffles the cards for the challengers. Some people might know AltaVista from the 90s very well, and then you write Google, and then everybody using ChatGPT to make a search now. So it's very big, and I think it's exponential as a technology, so it's also exponential, the new disruption arriving. That you already know, the printing press, it has been destroying the oral language and the knowledge, of course. No. Electricity was a gadget. It's impossible to type on touch screen because you have BlackBerry, of course. And the Bitcoin, is worse nothing. Even AI has been mocked since 10 years. I'm thinking about that. It's going to check like a lot of stuff. I'm a lunatic. We'll see. So when I come back to the BTC treasury, I want to do a parallel. To make it very simple, if we put the figures here, and why I put these figures is I get this question a lot. But isn't it the goal, those BTC treasury company? It's going to burst. They're going to die. Okay. There have been bubbles, and after the bubble, they got down. So, no. If you put those figures about the names and you make a comparison because of the reserves, you're going to see that there is 20,000, well, more than 25,000 banks in the world. And you know that the banks already bought a lot of small banks, so there has been a concentration already. For the BTC treasury company, many people think it's the first wave. There's only less than 200 public BTC treasury company. So I people can say that it might be the result of the future or the day of the future. For myself, I see the new generation of BTC treasury company as the kind of day of the future. It's not an answer to be debate. So if tomorrow reserve for the day of the future, how will we structure this future? How will we foresee this institution, because it's going to be regulated somehow, to find those kind of reserves and then make it work so that we use those networks and use the reserve behind. So what is sure for the future is like the commerce, the trade and the finance will still exist in the future. At least I guess so. So what will be there for sure is system, infrastructure, blockchain or anything, any technology, any type of currency or crypto asset will be something that will be there. We don't know how it will be, but it will be there because the people need to trade, they need to exchange money, they need to move assets, and they need to move it fast. So we are on the internet, so pretty sure for people living in the web that, I mean, all the assets will be, the value will go into the internet, which for the first time in our, of human existence is something which is resilient to a lot of stuff, like war. The internet was built for nuclear war. So it means your Bitcoin might resist the nuclear war. Hopefully. Hopefully there will be no nuclear war. So on one side you have this infrastructure, so we know a bit about it, we try to build a lot of stuff. So that's the network and the accumulation of Bitcoin. Those two, if you combine it, for our point of view, will be the name of the future. So that's what we are doing now. So it's a reality for us. So this is what we do. So and this is the model I think will emerge as the next generation of BTC treasury company. Whether it's with fusion of banks buying BTC treasury company, I don't know. There's like many models. Mergers, they know better than me about that. But for me, I know about technology. So what is very important is like when you have the two sides for our company, when you have two sides of this job, making the network which is efficient by seizing the new opportunities, like looking at blockchain technology, looking at any layer 2 of the Bitcoin. Those kind of stuff will be the exchange of the possibility to exchange in the future. On our side, we just buying Bitcoin from the other side. We just started like a few months ago, so it's just normal for us. And as a result, honestly, so they put me an ID card, so the idea of the ID is very simple. For us, buying Bitcoin is just a plus. We already have a business, which is payment services. Okay? People would say payment services is dead. They're not going to be payment anymore. No, they're going to be payment. The infrastructure will be surely different. So we can do fiat to crypto, crypto to fiat, payment in crypto, and crypto in store. The idea is just we have the infrastructure, this is our business, we have profit. If the business is really high and we have find a lot, then we're going to have a lot of assets, means opportunities. If the Bitcoin is low, then we're not afraid about it. The Bitcoin will not give us money, but we have a business. So that's the way we see the BTC treasury company in the future. It has to be resilient by doing something which is probably correlated with the payment, infrastructure, blockchain, Bitcoin, you name it. But something connected so that the synergy works. That's what we do. We are a company existing since very long. And I think that keeping the startup spirit helps us to just look at the stuff, writing, and then new technology, instructions. And for your job, for your company, for, I don't know, your personal life, looking at what is arriving and makes you probably uncomfortable because it's new, you should be like, you should be happy about those new things. And if you do that, you're going to be resilient through a lot of cycles, and you're going to be able to see what's coming and build on top of it. And if you do it with reason, well, you can be a maximalist, but you have to also see the reality. It's going to go down at some point, eventually. So you need to prepare about that. So that's important. I see something that strategy has put in place. It's interesting. It was difficult sometimes, so you need also to prepare, but not refuse what's coming, and which is, I think, a struggle. And you're going to be in position for perfection. Thank you.
Hello?